All right, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're talking about Perfect Order. We're going to go over what Sealed is selling for and some of the singles on the drop weekend, release weekend, whatever you want to call it. So as we can see here, Perfect Order booster boxes is first up. There's currently 949 available from 103 sellers, and it's pretty much trending between that 200, 205 to 210 range. I think that's a pretty good price for it right now. However, we do have Wave 2, I want to say, coming out in another month. So, and I believe that's the exact same size wave. So we're going to get double the stock we currently have. So it would be interesting to see how fast we can get through 949. And we've actually sold 2,100 already. So that's pretty good to see. Decent churn so far. We'll see how much that keeps up over the next couple weeks. We can look at the Pokemon Center exclusive ETB. I believe this is the cheapest one out there. I don't even think Journey Together is this cheap. And as we look, at least the chart says it's trending down pretty hard, but maybe we started to level out. It's selling right between that 135 to 140 range. We got 150 sale in there, but pretty much between that 130 to 140 range, which again is probably not a terrible price point for this since it's nothing too crazy. The promo's not super popular or anything like that. I believe it's just Tyrant. Now we have the normal ETB. This is selling for right around $77. There's 1,300 of them available, and we've sold through 3,100. Recent sales are between 72 and 78, pretty much. So basically an $80 ETB still, and I kind of want to say that's a little expensive. Um, Mine are at $75, and I believe my booster boxes are at 205 for my website. I'm pretty much in line with the market prices on that, but you don't get sales tax with me. All right, looking at some singles, we have the hardest top chase, most expensive chase. We're looking right around $190. That's the gold Mega Zygarde. I hate this card. It looks like a spider. I think it just looks stupid. But we have confirmed sales right at that $180 range, and there's 43 of them available already. So that's kind of interesting. Usually we don't see that many, especially on drop weekend, release weekend. The next most expensive card in the set is the Meowth, and I've heard good things in the community about the Meowth. A lot of people really like it, and a lot of people it's their chase card for the set because, as we all know, it's really not that strong of a set. Recent sales are 130, 140, 165, but I would say pretty much 130 roughly is the a good market price for it on today. We're filming this on Saturday evening. Next, we have the Mega Zygarde. And honestly, the Mega Zygarde artwork doesn't look too bad, although he does kind of look like Optimus Prime or like a Transformer or something in that realm. There's 54 of these available, and it's right around that $125 range, so not too much cheaper than Meowth. Next, we are looking at Rosa's encouragement, and she has a bite out of the Pikachu ice cream, and it looks like she's got some mint chalky chip under there. So definitely okay with that. I like mint chalky chip ice cream. She is selling for right around $85 to $95. We still have a lot of volatility because it's a fresh set, but I would say it's probably close to that $85 mark, and there's 81 of these available. So as you can see, there's a good amount of these top SIRs and the gold card on the market already. Mega Starmie, I don't know a good nickname for this one. Just Daddy Longlegs, I guess. I don't know. Daddy Longlegs Mega Starmie sitting right around $75. There's been 40 sold and there's still 61 available. And recent sales are 80 to 90. There's 150 in there. That's a little odd. But I would say probably right around that 80 to $90 range. 75, it's still trending down as most of the singles should be. Next, we will look at the Mega Clefable. I know this is not as popular as some as the Meowth, but it is definitely a chase card for some people. I don't know who, not me, but definitely a chase card for some people. The Clefairy is definitely more of a chase card for people. I think the Clefairy looks a lot better than this. I don't know, Mega Clefable just kind of looks dumb to me. But Lowest listed right now is right around $70, and I'm sure it's still trending downward. Recent sales are 69, 65, 72. So right between that, 65 to $73 range, I would say is market value on Mega Clefable. Next, we have Clefairy, and honestly, I think this is the best card in the entire set. It is a very cutesy, quote unquote, girl card, as somebody would say. And, it's pretty expensive. It's $40 right now. And as you can look at the graph, it's actually trending upward. It came out, first sales were in the 20s, peaked right around 36, had a real fast drop to 30, and we're already spiking back up. There has been 353 sold. So compare that with the other chases, and you'll see the sales volume on this is a lot higher. And there's only 39 available, which I believe is lower than all the rest. And we're selling between $36 and $40. So, yeah, pretty much agree with all of that.
All right, guys. So after looking at the data, after looking at the numbers, give me a hashtag trash or a hashtag W in the comments. Let me know. Do you think Perfect Order is trash? Do you think it's W set? Do you think it's what we needed at this time? And my opinion, I think in a few weeks, all the cards will be under $100. The gold card, I want to say, will be probably pretty close to $100. But as we sit right now, you can see there's either 2 or 3 cards over $100, which, let me remind you, is more than Scarlet and Violet base, Paradox Rift. Paradox Rift might have the Groudon. More than Temporal Forces. Obsidian Flames only has 1 as well. And Twilight Masquerade only has 2. Yes, the Perrin's over $100. And the Greninja. So does it fit in line with these weaker Scarlet and Violet sets? I believe so. But, it just came out. So it's still kind of going through that pop and flop. Personally, as an investor, separate from the business, I would hold on to the little bit that I have and wait for a little bit of price movement upwards. And then I would pretty much either trade or sell off of it. This is not a set that I would personally want to be holding long term just because I know there's better spots to be putting this money that I can make better returns, quicker returns, whatever. That is, unless Perfect Order doesn't get any reprints or, Wave 2 is very small, which I think like I said earlier, I believe we're supposed to get 100% more stock. As a business, after listening to Dan from Catch 'em All Collectibles, he told his rip and shippers and all of that he wants none of Perfect Order. He wants it all off the books because when Wave 2 comes, he wants that all off the books too. He said he has enough stock to last until Wave 2, so even for him, it's not selling that great. I don't know if that's a good call or not. In my opinion, I think that's a pretty decent call. I'm pretty much going to try to do the same. Similar to investment me, business me wants to move on from Perfect Order, get my capital back, move that into something else, and maybe it can appreciate while it sits on my metaphoric shelving and waiting for somebody to buy it. Just like, my SPCs, my literally everything that I haven't been able to sell has just consistently keep going up in value. So I would like to pivot into something else if I can reallocate those numbers, the churn and burn. And unfortunately, some things just don't churn that fast or that well. And if it can continue to appreciate in value, that's a huge major W win for me. And I'm all for that. Even if I can make 10 bucks, like that's a huge win for me. And as a filming of this video, I have something like 9 booster boxes left, which including a case. So I might throw the full case up just because I don't want to have to crack the case open. And, if I sell 2 booster boxes, well, now I still have 4 in an open case. So I might as well just sell the whole case, So if anybody would be interested in that, hit me up on Instagram or Discord if it's not already up on the website. But I also have 3 ETBs. I had one person locally back out for 2 ETBs, and I have like 4 booster bundles or something like that left. So not a whole lot left. It did sell relatively well for me. I'm not gonna lie. The ETBs went relatively quick. Booster boxes, not so much. And the bundles, I don't think I sold any, or maybe I sold 1. That kind of gives you a hint. I'm not really the best data point to be used here just because, a vast majority of people don't know I exist. And I don't have crazy sales numbers or crazy sales volume or anything like that. So, yeah, I wouldn't really use me as data. I would rather use somebody like Dan from Catch 'em All Collectibles or Pokey or somebody way bigger than I am. And with that, did Sword and Shield go to the moon yet? What is going on with Sword and Shield? Anyway, if you guys like the video, smash that subscribe button. There's a bunch of links in the description in the video. If you are on YouTube, if you are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, link tree in my bio. Click that. All the same links are in there. Join the Discord. Shop my website, sealed Japanese and English Pokemon cards, and subscribe to the email list. That helps me a ton. At some point, I will be able to take that email list when I would like to apply for a distributor. Obviously, I need the sales volume and the order numbers and all of that, and the YouTube subscribers and the followings and all of that as well. But, it's just another piece of the pie that helps. So, yeah, help me, help you. That's all I got for you guys. I'll see you on the next video. This is Max Pax, dipping out.